Welcome back to Wayne TV. I'm Joel Gilly. We have our very special friends from the United Way of Wayne County with us again today. Happy New Year. It's
Happy
2022
New Year.
officially. So first of all, we have to start off with how did we wrap up in 2021?
Well, I'm going to let our campaign chair tell this exciting news.
All right.
Well,
about
our
us.
goal this year was to sustain and strengthen 20 programs right here, nonprofits right here in our community. And I am very excited that we were able to collect 90% of our goal, helping more than 15,000 individuals right
Wow.
here in our community. It's pretty exciting.
That
yes.
is, of course, it's a little bit short,
Yes.
but it's been a tough year for everybody, right?
Incredibly so.
90% is pretty good.
Yeah.
It has been a tough year, and I've had to bring Bethany around a little bit because you can't help but take these things personally. We're out there working really hard, and you have a lot of great major investors who are doing some fantastic support for this organization. So you want to reach that 100%. But I'll have to say this was a tough year, and
Yeah.
so there were just challenges all over. It was harder than 2020.
Yeah.
Because in addition to the usual of can we get in and talk to the employees or can't we, or is it virtual, then there were lots of other challenges with staffing, staffing changes or leaving or halted because of COVID. So there was definitely a lot of challenges. We predicted that we'd be at 88%. We had
Yeah.
shared that with our board. And as New Year's Eve came, we were texting each other as we're kind of getting these last minute donations and investments coming in. And when we hit that 90%, it was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it was very exciting. So lots of, folks, of course, the question is, well, what about, if you're not reaching that 100%, how are you, what are you doing for that shortfall? And, fortunately, we've created over the last year a lot of great partnerships. One of them is through the health department that we do. We've been able to receive a lot of grants. We've doubled our sponsorships. So we've done some things internally that's going to help us still to make sure that we're supporting those nonprofits and not having to cut those programs. So we're
Yeah.
working with them. There's several of them that are new, and so our community investment committee is actually meeting with them this week and last week, going through the site visits, because those programs are vetted, and so since they're new, they're just looking to make sure that everything is continuing as it was promised to be, because with COVID things could have changed. We know that, and so meeting with them, and so all of those decisions will be wrapped up soon, but we don't anticipate that we're going to have to, make significant changes because of that shortfall. So I'm very happy about that.
And it's a beautiful thing to see how many people want to help one another right here in Wayne County. And so people are doing what they can and hearing our message. So I'm thankful to our community and those that invested. We're very pleased.
Yeah. I feel like, for the past 2 years, it's like in school when you got a curve.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's what it should be. Like, you're at 100% in my book. Just because the past 2
Thank you,
years have
Joel.
just been absolutely ridiculous. Like, you
has.
deserve it. But,
Well, and 2019, was our first year just kind of moving into this, and it was my first year as a staff, and Bethany's first as the campaign chair. So we were seeing an increase from where we were the year before. So that was very exciting. And of course, we also were creating goals of getting back to the levels that we used to be.
Yeah.
So when 2020 created the many challenges that it did, then it's been hard to see that we can't get there yet, but we have not given up. And of course, we'll continue to work through those partnerships, applying for other grants to make sure that we can sustain these programs. But we are also not losing hope on getting back to that increase that we need to be at to support many more programs
Not
that
at
are
all.
needed.
Even in last year to this year, we've added 4 more partners, 6 more programs that we're able to partner with and strengthen. So we have to look at it that way, and new industries are coming into our community. Other industries have had to exit for various reasons, but we are building those relationships, continuing to share our message, and we will do it again next year.
it's so funny because you guys, of course, fund all these programs and help all these programs out. But more than that, you connect so many people. It's funny. I sit there and I get emails all the time from Sherry, and I'm like, when does Sherry have time to stop? Because you're always working. But it's funny, like, I think of all the connections through the United Way. And then on top of that, there's all this funding that goes out to all these programs. It really is it's not all about the funding. It's a lot of just bringing everybody together. I mean, and it's so
it's our
impressive.
mission. I mean, you're saying it right there. It's our mission is to connect people with resources. And so, you know, there are times that, especially through these COVID 2 years that we've had kind of the request of, can you connect here and here? And sometimes it's been a lot because there's been a lot of people affected. But we're, you know, reminded that that's our mission. That's what we're supposed to be doing. So often when we're describing, you know, who we are and what we do, obviously the support that we provide for these programs that are so important to our community is there, and we want to sustain that. But the other part of what we do is just looking at those issues that are in our community and finding solutions. And so that's a big part of it as well.
We meet, you know, all the United Way people that come in for interviews, and there's a handful of you. How many staff members are there?
There's four including myself.
But you also, I know you're not going to talk enough about this, but you manage a whole team of contract workers, really, that are helping the health department out with all of the COVID stuff right now. And so it really is, I mean, the work at the health department and all this stuff, there's so much going on right now in the community.
Well, there was a strong need, and our health department is has such a collaborative nature and a need for this support to be able to get work done and to be able to make sure that folks are vaccinated when they want to be vaccinated, that their testing is there. You know, we've had the concerns with testing all over, not just the county, it's all over the country. So we're working through those, of course, but being able to help provide the support has been really exactly what we needed to be doing. It's part of our mission, so we were really glad to be able to do it.
I just think it's so cool. I mean, you guys are busy all the time, which is just, I don't know how you handle it all, but hats off to you.
Thank you.
So 2022, what's coming up on the pipeline now?
So it's interesting because I don't do it anymore, but I know that first year I thought, okay, you know, those 6 months, good 5 to 6 months of campaign are going to be slamming. So we're going to be able to breathe in January. And I know it's not vacation, but we'll be able to really plan for the next campaign. But there's so much that first 6 months that we're doing really in collaborative nature with our nonprofits. We have the nonprofit meeting. And normally there would be a day of service that we're working through. Of course, a lot of that is virtual now because of this Omicron that we're working through too. But a Churches United meeting that we're working on. We also just got a grant from United Way Worldwide to really address in the communities that receive the grant human trafficking.
Oh, wow.
And so we're going to be creating kind of a platform to be able to talk about this. We're doing it in conjunction with Cry Freedom. Of course, they're doing a lot of the work right here. And so we want to be able to promote what they're doing, but also just kind of promote just the existence. And of course, here we are today is the day of recognition of human trafficking, and just making sure that we are kind of looking out for those that need us, you know, that we need to be able to reach out to support. So there's lots of things coming up for January, February. We have our annual meeting in February, so we're preparing for that. We have a United Way North Carolina annual meeting, which is really exciting. I'm on that board, and it's really given me a big eye-opener of how our state can be so supportive in addition to those partnerships with you know, all across Eastern North Carolina and across North Carolina for all those other United Ways too. So lots of things coming up.
We'll take a quick
fun.
A quick rest, a quick breath, and keep on rolling. Because there is so much work to be done.
What are the any big plans for 2022? Resolutions? For
me, my big for professionally, I really want to work stronger with my board. We've got a great board of directors that are volunteers in our community, leaders in our community that do such great work, and I just feel like I've kind of, you know, they let me just kind of hit the ground running in 2019, and then lots of, you know, challenges that we had to work through, but I want to be able to work closer with them, just recognizing where their talents are and putting them, you know, where they want to be able to support the community that they are signing up to do. So I'm hoping to do lots more work there. We have got a strong staff that's been built, and so I'm excited about having them. We want to build on the major investors that we're working with, the businesses and the community that we have here. And I love the work that we're doing with the health department. I feel like that's just been a moving part and will continue to be. And so for me, what we have to do is just be ready to shift when they have the need, because that's what they've had to do.
There's been a lot of shifting over the past
been a lot of that.
However long.
I don't anticipate that changing.
No.
But we just have to be ready. So. working through
And
that.
I love that our community will see all of those things.
Yeah.
You know, we're intentional about strengthening and
Yes.
providing and looking for. We're very excited. In February, we will be having the ribbon cutting for our
Yes.
Family Learning Center in Dudley.
That's right,
That has
yep.
been a 3-year project.
Finally.
We are so excited to get those families and those children plugged in there in that part of the county, and I just love the partnership we have with Wages.
Yeah.
And
Can we
the
talk about that a
program.
little? I've seen a lot of the
Yeah.
information, but I don't think that we've ever talked about it on here. Can we talk about that just a little bit?
Of course, yeah, we'd love to. So several years ago, the United Way received an anonymous donation, and this was to be supported through the efforts of what the community needed, and they actually pulled a team together to try to determine where is the best fit for being able to utilize these funds that came in. And so with a group, United Way of Wayne County, and that board at that time determined that really our strong need is to be able to help our students to be able to get that reading proficiency level, recognizing that at 3rd grade it was 49%
Wow.
of our students were at the reading proficiency level of 3rd graders. And so we can't start that at 3rd grade. We knew we needed to start it early. And so this partnership was created with Wages because they already have such a great program with Early Head Start.
Yep.
And so there is little to no resources in the Dudley area. We knew that something had to be done there to be able to help. And so we were glad to be able to collaborate with them. And so through this partnership, the United Way of Wayne County has purchased a building. It's a modular unit that is set up in the Dudley area, actually just behind First Congregational Church. We're partnering with that church. So
Awesome.
lots of partnerships there.
Yeah.
Working very closely with Brogdon Primary too, because we know that these are children that are going to be served and will eventually be going to Brogdon Primary.
Yep.
But these families, so the children will be served, but these families will receive the wraparound services that are needed, whether it's support for transportation, if there's food insecurities, whatever the need is, then those services will be provided.
Even reading for them, for
Yes,
the parents.
tutoring.
Yeah.
Tutoring, that's right.
That's
We're
really
so
cool.
excited. And partnering with the Wayne County Public Library
Yes.
and all.
They provided several, they're always about some grants. Wayne County Public Library
yeah.
works really hard to find different opportunities. And so they have coupled with this and provided some grants to be able to provide furniture, books, and equipment into the
Wow.
Family Learning Center. So all of that it's going to be fully staffed and fully equipped and ready to serve
That's
those
cool.
families.
That's cool.
So that's coming up. We were, trying to make sure that the licensing was ready and that things kind of died down. We were planning to do it at the end of January, but just knowing that the prediction is that we might be in the height of things at
Yeah.
that time. So we're looking at February the 14th. So
Okay.
you'll receive and see lots of information on that very soon.
Awesome. If you want to learn more about what all the United Way is doing, you can find them on Facebook. That's probably the best way to find out more on this grand opening and
Yes.
things like that. Literally just search United Way Wayne County and you'll find them on Facebook. You can, of course, check out the website as well. Give them a call if you have any questions about any of the programs that they're taking care of or any of the things that they're working on. Anything else we need to talk about today, ladies?
That's it. That's
Awesome.
it for now, but we'll be back.
Thank y'all so much for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you.
And again, follow them on Facebook, check them out on the website, and we'll see you again next time right here on Wayne TV.